Happy New Year to everybody watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. And I am Cole McDaniel here with you as we get this 2024 part of the schedule underway. And as we hit 2024, get things started, really the OAC basketball slate is now in full swing. You're just going to see that all of the non-conference games, those have wrapped up in the previous months, and now January and February and beyond, it is OAC action, full steam ahead. And tonight is a good one here from Ursprung Gymnasium, as is the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets hosting the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Well, the Yellow Jackets, to give a quick recap, they are 4-0 so far in conference play. Of course, get some conference games in December and went perfect in that run of Muskingum, John Carroll, Capital, and Otterbein before the Yellow Jackets then took a trip to Miami Gardens, Florida right before Christmas. They won big against Methodist from North Carolina, 65-41, and then they fell against fourth-ranked Rhode Island College by a score of 65-52. The only thing for the Yellow Jackets, despite the good start to the season and an overall record of 8-3, is that they've had 2 weeks since they played their last game. So will there be a little bit of rust? Will there be some hangover from the holidays? We'll wait and see. But certainly a talented team as they sit atop the conference standings once again, as what most people would have really expected from the Yellow Jackets coming into this year. And it's them and Ohio Northern, the only two undefeated in the conference so far. For the visitors, didn't have to make too far of a trip here in Northeast Ohio. Mount Union coming up from Alliance, and the Purple Raiders, they have played more recently than the Yellow Jackets at the McDonald's of Bluffton Holiday Classic on December 29th and 30th, but they are on a 4-game losing streak, so they're trying to turn things around, but they are 2-2 in the OAC so far, coming into this one with an overall mark of 5-6. Well, we're about to tip this thing off here in a few moments, and the visitors are in their all-black uniforms with the purple numerals, and the Yellow Jackets wearing all white with the brown stripes on the side, the brown numerals, and then the gold jackets across the front of the jersey. Get to the starting lineups here in just a moment as tip's going to get underway. Alyssa Miller and Michaela Dunkel on the jump. And there you have it. Yellow Jackets come away with possession. 10 minutes on the clock here in the first quarter. Zeros on the board. Yellow Jackets will be going from right to left on your screen. Bounce pass to Valent. Backing down. Irwin at the top of three-point arc, out to Miller. Miller, first shot of the night, and that one off the side of the rim and no good. So the starters for the Yellow Jackets, it's number 11, Alyssa Miller, as well as number 22, Emily Irwin, and number 21, Casey Badalak in the backcourt. For the two forwards, down low, it's number 24, Bella Valent, and number 25, Kaylee Ressler, who lead the way, really scoring for the Yellow Jackets, providing the offense, the two in double figures so far this year. Valent averaging 11.9 points per game, and Ressler 11 points per game. And plenty of guards to rotate in. You're going to see Coach Sherry Harrer in her 34th season as head coach of the Yellow Jackets get a lot of subs in there. And there's plenty of guards to put in the game that can stretch the floor, but it really runs through those bigs down low. Purple Raiders on offense here right now, trying to get the first points of the night on the board, unable to do so. Fight for the rebound, and Badalak comes away with it. Starters for the visitors, it's number 0, Day Nash, number 3, Reese Triplett, number 12, Michaela Dunkel, number 25, Allie Huddick, and number 33, Elizabeth Mason. And it's a pretty young Purple Raiders team this season, and their two top leading scorers for them are actually freshmen, as the offense runs through Reese Triplett, averaging 9.9 points per game, as well as the big Elizabeth Mason, who averages 9.5 points per game. So still zeros on the board. Minute and a half played so far. Bounce pass. Out right in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. Fed to Dunkel. Dunkel backing down, picking up her dribble, needs some help. Kick to the corner. There's a three, and that one off of the side of the rim. And Valent follows, but the basketball caught the cable that is attached to the back of the backboard there. So official caught that one, saw the cable shaking, and the Yellow Jackets come the length of the floor. So wondered with 2 weeks off if the Yellow Jackets would have a bit of a slow start. And they have so far, but they go to Valent, strong off the glass, and the follow on the board there through the back of the Purple Raider player, and Alyssa Miller called with her first personal, and that is the team's second foul. 2 offensive fouls so far for BW. And Miller's going to go to the bench. And checking in is number 20, Leah Riley. Also a sub for Mount Union is Haley Haywood checks in for the first time tonight. Triplet will take a seat. Nash picks up the dribble. First touch for Haywood, back to Nash. Nash needs some help, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Stolen away by Ressler. Valent in transition. Purple Raiders able to slow that down, but kick out to Ressler on the trailer, and no good on that three-point attempt. Had a good look at that one. Next dead ball, we'll see substitutions for both teams. There's a three for the lefty and Nash. And the junior from Akron unable to get that one to go. So still scoreless through 3 minutes here in the opening quarter. Irwin trying to change that, no. And a rebound for Dunkel. Here's a three, and there you have it. The first bucket of the night goes the way of the Purple Raiders. A wide open three there for Dunkel, and it's 3-0 now for the Purple Raiders. And before that basket went in, almost felt like over the break, BW here in Ursprung Gymnasium put lids on top of the hoops because nothing was going for about 3.5 minutes. So a lot of substitutions, multiple for both teams. For the Yellow Jackets, they need to spark offensively. Carolyn Wokley, the senior guard from Mentor, averages 7.1 points per game off of the bench. We'll see if Wokley can maybe give a spark, as well as Kira Philpott, 2 experienced players that you have as depth on your roster. Riley picks up her dribble, turning on the pivot foot. Wokley. 3 seconds on the shot clock, has to go. The take, and that one off of the side of the backboard. Shot clock violation, and Purple Raiders basketball. So still 4 minutes now played. Things just not going the way of the Yellow Jackets so far. 0 for 5 from the floor. And then after that miss, made it 0 for 6. Ressler, another nice steal. Riley in transition. Defense gets back, and there's a travel. Got caught in between 2 decisions. Wanted to go up with that one, and the tight defense made her decide to pass that one back. And the traveling call means another turnover and an opportunity on the dead ball for some more changes. Maddie Ebert checks in for the first time tonight, the freshman from Michigan. That one's going to sail out of play. And the Yellow Jackets will come the length of the floor, and some full court press being applied now by Mount Union. And despite the Yellow Jackets being really cold to start, Mount Union hasn't really taken full advantage of it so far. 1 of 6 from the floor themselves. 16.7% on their field goal percentage. Kick to the corner. Riley driving the baseline. Bounce pass in the direction of Philpott, and that one off of the shin of number 13, Sierra Slosher. And Slosher, I think, was a little surprised that that was called off of her and not off of Philpott. Definitely both players were right there in the area, but nonetheless, the Yellow Jackets, they still have it. Kick to the corner. Wokley wants the three and gets that one to go, and there you have it. All knotted up at 3, and maybe that's the basket that sparks the Yellow Jackets offensively. The lid has come off halfway through the first quarter. Addie Mucci steps into that 2 and traveled. Kind of hopped into that shot there. And so the Yellow Jackets, they make a change as Alec Johnson checks in. And several changes for the Purple Raiders as well. Elizabeth Mason back in. Tess Conroy also in for the first time tonight. Johnson near side of the floor, driving baseline, just staying in. Here's the double, bounce pass through traffic. Wokley's wide open if this can get kicked out. And we're gonna have a jump ball as Ebert did a good job corralling that one in the lane, but a lot of black jerseys around her, and the possession arrow going the way of Mount Union. Swing to Mucci. Mucci looking for a bounce pass. That went straight off of the heel of Alyssa Miller. Here's Miller in transition, driving through some contact. Couple hops off of the back of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Mount Union, and they pick up the pace going the other way. Opportunity to slow this thing down. Now run the offense as all the white jerseys got back. Nicely done defensively in transition. Crossover, clears some space. Runner, and a nice play for the sophomore guard from Canton in Addie Mucci. Tough shot there from Maddie Ebert. Mount Union leading 5-3. Hard fall for a Purple Raiders player on the low block. Miss on the shot there. Grace Wolf tried to follow that one, and the Yellow Jackets, they come away with the rebound. Ebert finds Wokley. Out to Johnson. Miller feed inside to Philpott. Philpott can go to work. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hook with the left hand. And that one was going wide left the whole way. And we're going to have a lot of changes for both teams at the next dead ball. Stepping into that shot is Mucci. Rebound for Mount Union in Tess Conroy. And the freshman is contacted as she tries to put that shot up. And she'll step to the free throw line for 2 attempts. So here come all of those changes for both the Yellow Jackets as well as the Purple Raiders. As Tess Conroy, 50% free throw shooter, steps to the line for her 9th and 10th attempts of the season. Gets the first one to go. An opportunity here if she makes this next one to make it a 2-possession game here with just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And she does just that. Switch across the court in the direction of Emily Irwin. Would have been an easy lay-in, but the foul coming first is Ava Wilkerson right before she threw that pass across the floor was fouled. Actually a foul that works out quite well for Mount Union, especially if you're able to stop the Yellow Jackets from scoring on this possession. Irwin driving, runner, rattles in and out. Valent on the second chance points. A little wild on that putback. And going to go out of play. Last off of a white jersey, and Mount Union will come the length of the floor. 8% from the floor so far for BW. A number that you'd think would have to improve throughout this game. Definitely going to have to improve in order to have a chance of winning this one. But defensively, the Yellow Jackets doing enough to keep themselves in this despite the slow start. And still just down 7-3. Reese Triplett checks back in for Mount Union. Casey Badalak back in for Baldwin Wallace. As you're watching and listening live on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Irwin crosses half court. Kick to Wilkerson, who was certainly one of the, shooters that was having more success in warm-ups. It felt like every single time Ava Wilkerson, the freshman from Marysville, was putting up a three, appeared like it was going in, especially in that left corner. Perhaps the freshman can be a difference maker. We'll see how much time she gets on the floor here in this stint. A little out of control on that dribble there for Day-Day Nash. Valent getting her body into her just a little bit, not enough to draw a foul, but last off of Valent and going to be inbounded underneath the basket by Nash. Finds Triplett, back to Nash. The point guard has that one nearly stolen away. Well read by Kaylee Ressler, who's been all over some of these passes and has had quick hands. But the junior from Napoleon not able to get that one. And still Purple Raiders basketball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kick out to Dunkel. Dunkel steps into that one short off of the front of the rim. Valent comes away with the rebound and wants to push the pace. Has Irwin as a trailer, a wide open three. And Irwin shot nothing but net. So 2 3-pointers, one for Wokley and one for Irwin. The only basket so far for BW, but they only find themselves down one. 35 seconds left here in the quarter. Switch to the other side of the floor. Huddick pulls up from the free throw line. That's strong off of the back of the rim. Shot clock is off, and the Yellow Jackets can hold for the final shot of the quarter and try to take their first lead of the game. Irwin gives it to Ressler. Ressler looking to go 1v1. Driving. Scoop off the front of the rim. Valent on the follow and not going to get that one off in time. And Mount Union, the visitors, they lead at the end of the first quarter, 7-6. And we'll step aside here for a few moments before the start of the second quarter from Ursprung Gymnasium. You're watching and listening live on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Before we get the second quarter underway here from Ursprung Gymnasium, a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. University Hospital's Drzinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket women's basketball on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the break, Irwin for another three, and she hits that one. Back-to-back threes for Emily Irwin. The junior guard from Pickerington gives the Yellow Jackets their first lead, 9-7, and Mount Union misses on the other end. Riley in transition, picks up her dribble. Irwin wide open from the same spot 3 times in a row, and 3 times she gets it to fall. 12-7, Yellow Jackets. Emily Irwin only averaging 6.5 points per game so far this season. Irwin can light it up as a shooter when necessary. Good distributor as a point guard, but one of the best qualities for Emily Irwin is the quick hands on defense. Last year, one of the best at swiping that ball away and getting steals for the team, but tonight it's the three-point stroke that's getting it done so far in the early stages of this one. So now trailing by 2 possessions. We'll see how Mount Union responds. A young team, 500 in the conference right now, and they need to hit a hot streak of their own. And that one blocked by Alyssa Miller, so a shot clock violation. Great defense by the white jerseys of the Yellow Jackets. And they'll bring the basketball the length of the floor. Those couple 3-point shots by Emily Irwin that fell raised the field goal percentage for the Yellow Jackets from 8% to 23.5%. Missed on a runner that probably should have gone in there. Just a little strong on that shot. Feed inside, Philpott coming through the back of number 15, Grace Wolf. A little too over-eager trying to get to that one. And official blows the whistle there. Philpott's first personal. And in the quarter, that's the first team foul on the Yellow Jackets. Maddie Ebert checks back in along with Carolyn Wokley. Inbound out to Huddick. Near side, Wolf picks up her dribble. Mucci driving past Wokley, trying to step back, clear out some space. Cross-court pass, awkward shot there. Trying to draw a call that there was slosher and nothing. And here the Yellow Jackets on the offensive end. 15 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time. Philpott has it poked away. Has to watch her heel there up against half court. Miller. Riley in the corner. That one high arcing off of the side of the rim there. A little bit long. And kick past Wokley in her outstretched arms, but it's going to be last off of Mount Union as they were unable to corral that rebound. So after several changes for the Purple Raiders, inbound to Leah Riley. Riley clearing out some space. Wokley had a lot of room. Riley had room here. And on the baseline to the near side of the floor, Leah Riley steps in to that mid-range jumper and knocks that one down. 14-7, under 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Mount Union has not scored in a while. They're now shooting 12.5% from the floor themselves. That one's not going to go. Short off of the front of the rim and kick to the backboard for Mucci. And here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Riley is open, as is Miller. Miller, high three-pointer, and that one hits the backboard before it catches rim. Falls favorably for Ebert to get the rebound. Second chance, no good for Riley. And Riley, a little bit of an awkward fall, also a Purple Raider on the floor. Riley appears to be okay. Number 11, Haley Haywood, the junior from Barberton, a little bit slow to get to her feet, but will jog off to the bench. And good to see that she's okay. Day-Day Nash back in at point guard. Going up against Ava Wilkerson, who checks back in for the second time tonight. Nash. Feed to Conroy. And then that one no good by Michaela Dunkel. Oakley. Kick to Ebert. And going to be contact there. And Ebert will go to the free throw line. Bella Valent checks back in before the first free throw as Kira Philpott will go to the bench. Ebert's first free throw is up and good. Just the third attempt for her this season. Was 0 for 2 from the line so far. So first make this year. Second one up and good. Perfect on that trip to the line. Extends the Yellow Jackets lead. And pushes the urgency now for the Purple Raiders to try to get back on the board after a really nice first quarter. But the second one's starting to get out of hand for them. Nash needs some help. Sweeney. Feed inside now to Dunkel. Dunkel going at Valent. Right hook. Strong off of the back of the rim there. Caught the rim actually coming down from the backboard, and Yellow Jackets get the rebound. Valent going right at Dunkel herself. Kick to the corner. Wide open for three. And that was a spot that felt like Wilkerson was hitting every single time in warm-ups, just a slight bit strong. Bounce high off of the rim, and Mount Union has it again. Good feed, though, by Valent down low as the help came and Wilkerson was wide open. That's a shot for the coaching staff they'll want their players taking any day. Here's a drive and the contact. Wrestler going to be called for the personal foul. And a chance from the charity stripe for Mount Union to take that lid of off of the basket that has seemed to reappear here in this quarter. Elizabeth Mason, the freshman forward from Alliance, at the line for two. First one rattles in. By far and away the most trips to the free throw line this season so far. It's Elizabeth Mason getting there. Actually, I think if you ran the numbers of how many trips to the line there have been for all the players, you could take most of the team, put them together, and it would still be pretty close, if not a little bit less than adding up to how many times Mason's been at the line. 81% free throw shooter. Good takeaway by Mount Union. They get it up and in for another two, so that's a really nice 4-point swing. Now they trail 16-11. 4.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Irwin steps into this one, had some time, bounces around, unable to go. Valent on the follow, and going to be a foul. So number 43, Tess Conroy, kind of couldn't believe that one. Thought it was going to be a jump ball. Certainly looked like the hands of maybe Dunkel were on that basketball, but at the same time, Conroy might have caught some arm coming in. So that's the second team foul for Mount Union. Inbound for BW underneath the basket. Irwin out to Johnson. Open three. Strong off the back of the rim. Valent again. Foul trying to get that rebound. And Valent causing some problems now down low for the Purple Raiders. After picking up the personal foul, Michaela Dunkel, the 6'1" sophomore forward, will go to the bench. Valent, strong, despite getting boards and being physical down low. Valent just has not been able to get it go offensively. And then a poor foul there in transition as the Purple Raider player just stopped right in front of her, and Valent couldn't stop her momentum. Picking up a personal. That's the third team foul on the Yellow Jackets here in the second quarter. Hand off to Triplett. Triplett driving, scoops it with the right hand. Too strong, going underneath the outstretched arm of Valent. Wrestler off the rebound in transition, picks up her dribble. Valent wants to drive. Valent through the lane, and multiple players hitting the floor. Hard fall there for Day Nash. And going to take a second for Nash to recover from that one and get to her feet. So Valent goes to the free throw line. 64% free throw shooter this season. And well short off of the front of the rim. Second one up and good, and there's the first points of the night for Bella Valent as she splits the pair from the line. And now 5 Yellow Jackets are on the scoreboard. Emily Irwin leading all scorers with 9 points. Next closest scorer is Carolyn Wokley, as well as Michaela Dunkel. Both players have 3. Mucci, feed to Triplett. Then the feed inside, and that's a nice pass. And Grace Wolf goes strong to the basket, up and in for 2. And now Mount Union just trailing by 4, so it's a 2-possession ball game once again. And on the full court press, Irwin is fouled in the backcourt. And a bonus opportunity as Irwin will come the length of the floor to the free throw line. And look to get into double figures here tonight. Emily Irwin is an 83% free throw shooter so far this season, and before the first free throw attempt to change as Mount Union brings back in Elizabeth Mason. First free throw up and perfect there for Irwin, now has 10 points. Second one up and good as well, so perfect on that trip to the line. Under 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter now. Mucci. Irwin, tight on her. There's those quick hands I talked about earlier. Coming away with the steal, fighting for possession of the basketball, diving to the floor, and what a hard fight from Mount Union as well, as Irwin trying to get possession of that basketball, and what looked like it was going to be a for sure steal there for Emily Irwin. Just couldn't quite corral that basketball. As Mucci and a few other black jerseys didn't give up on that one, and they were rewarded for their efforts as they'll keep possession and inbound this one from right in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. Triplett. Swinging the basketball around the three-point arc. Here's Triplett again. Middle of the floor, Sweeney. Back to Triplett, wants this 3, and that one well short. I don't know if that one was quite tipped or if Triplett just lost control of that basketball. but it came in awkwardly towards the Yellow Jackets player and last off of BW. So 10 seconds on the shot clock, and a poor inbound there underneath the basket. And kind of a 4v5 opportunity. Wide open three there for Leah Riley, and she hits that one. The sophomore guard from Cincinnati stretches the lead for the Yellow Jackets to 22-13 with just over 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And a timeout on the floor. And we'll take one with them here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Be back in a few moments. Back following the timeout as the Yellow Jackets lead the visiting Mount Union Purple Raiders, and women's basketball action 22-13 with just over 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Addie Mucci has it now, driving past Wokley, help defense from Bella Valent. Maybe just altered the shot enough as that one rattled in and out. Valent in transition, kick to Leah Riley, who just hit a three a few moments ago right before the timeout. Valent puts that one on the deck, dribbles in close, misses that bunny there, and trying to follow and get the rebound there. Going through the back of a Purple Raiders player, and personal foul called on Valent. And Valent averaging nearly 12 points per game, struggling to really get a touch around the rim here tonight. Been strong a lot on those shots in close. Nonetheless, the Yellow Jackets still hold a lead in what's been a decent second quarter, bouncing back from a slow first. Tough shot there on a step back jumper from the elbow for number 25, Huddick. Still, Mount Union has it. A couple shots they're unable to get to go. Kick to the corner. Here's a three, and that one in and out for Elizabeth Mason. And finally a rebound for the Yellow Jackets after what felt like 4 attempts there for Mount Union on that trip, but still nothing on the board for their efforts on the glass. Philpott up through the contact, and there was a lot of ball there on that block, but officials say enough contact with Philpott there that she'll go to the free throw line for 2 attempts. Emily Irwin's going to check in, coming back in as well as Maddie Elbert. And after the free throws for Kira Philpott, expect to see Kaylee Ressler check in, who's kneeled over at the scores table. Philpott and the use of that really one-handed free throw attempt as it just rolls off of just the right hand. Up and good on the first attempt and perfect on the second as well. Had been 50% from the free throw line so far this season, but 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. It's now 24-13. First double-digit lead now of the night for the Yellow Jackets. Under a minute left to go in the half. Miller trying to take a swipe at that one. Wide open three. No good for Haywood. And we have about an 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So Mount Union should be able to get one last possession. Riley driving in, and Riley contacted there. The attempt at the swat from number 15, Grace Wolf. Freshman from Kirtland, went to West Geauga for high school. And when you come in and swat like that, I know you're trying to get the block. But if you catch any of that hand, it's easy for the official to call the foul there. Enough contact to the hand of Riley. The official called that one. No good on the first attempt from the line. Second one up and good, so splitting the pair. And now it's 25-13 with 23.7 seconds left. So an opportunity to hold for the final shot of the quarter for Mount Union. What's been a quarter that's been difficult offensively. Had one good spell of 4 back-to-back points. Aside from that, really nothing. That's why they find themselves trailing big now after a really decent first. There's a drive, plenty of contact on the drive from Day Nash. Well done by Nash to draw the foul. She'll go to the free throw line for 2 attempts with 3.5 seconds left in the quarter. So some offensive changes for the Yellow Jackets as Wokley checks back in, as well as Kaylee Ressler. First free throw up and short off of the front of the rim, no good for Nash. Yellow Jackets will have to go quick, but have time to get a shot off of their own. Nash makes that second attempt, splitting the pair. Long inbound to Riley. Riley has 2.5 seconds. Deep shot, and that one's going to fall just a little bit short, off by about a foot, but had a chance. And that does it for the first half, as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets lead at home in the start of 2024. 25-14 over Mount Union and the Purple Raiders. For myself, Cole McDaniel, going to step aside here for the first half as we go to the locker rooms for halftime. 14 minutes remaining before the start of the third quarter, and I'll step aside here on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV and be back with you shortly. We're a minute away from getting the third quarter underway here from Ursprung Gymnasium, where the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets in women's basketball action hold a 25-14 lead over the visiting Mount Union Purple Raiders. You're watching, listening live on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm Cole McDaniel. Well, as we hit January, as I mentioned, and really conference slate is really in full swing now at this point. You're also going to see the men's and women's teams playing on the same nights, and a really good matchup is on the road at Alliance. The men's basketball team going up against the 14th ranked Purple Raiders, and that one close at the half, 31-30. For this one, the second quarter really turned things around for the Yellow Jackets. It was a cold shooting first quarter. The second quarter, lid came off of the basket. And now coming out of the locker room, the Yellow Jackets must be feeling it a little bit as Casey Badalak puts a three up on the board on the first shot of the second half. That one misses long for Day-Day Nash. And Triplett loses the dribble, so a turnover. And here come the Yellow Jackets back the other direction. Badalak wants it again from the same spot. Badalak hits again. Back-to-back threes. And a quick timeout for Mount Union as the Purple Raiders can't be too happy with how things started in the first 45 seconds coming out of the locker rooms. And now the Yellow Jackets lead 31-14. Well, full slate of conference action really for everybody across the conference as well. Mentioned this one at the half. Ohio Northern leading 29-21 over Otterbein on the road. A close one between Marietta and Muskingum at the half. That one was 34 Marietta, 33 Muskingum. As for John Carroll and Heidelberg, John Carroll holds a 42-19 advantage over Heidelberg. And Capital commanding lead at the start of the third quarter, 34-18 over Wilmington. So can the Purple Raiders get something going after a second quarter that was tough offensively? And it was still a low-scoring first quarter, but they ended the first leading 7-6. And then since then, really, the Yellow Jackets, after probably coming off of that 2-week really stretch of not playing games. It was before Christmas since they had played in Florida. The rust seemed to fall off, and now it's been Yellow Jackets the whole way as Triplett misses the first from the line. Looks to try to split the pair here. Second one up and no good, so 0 for 2 on that trip from the line. Miller in transition, pushing the pace. Irwin trailing on the three, a little bit strong, and a rebound by number 22, Lily Sweeney. Sweeney's wide open. Well done by Irwin to get back, prevent Sweeney from taking a wide open three. Up and under there for Dunkel, scooping it with the left hand and getting the bank to go. 31-16, full court press. Valent, wide open Badalak. And that one, no good. Badalak was 2 for 2 from three prior to that attempt here in the second half. Now a wide open three in transition and nothing but net. Sink that one for Reese Triplett, the freshman guard from New Philadelphia. So Triplett now on the board, her first basket of the night, 3 points. Averages almost 10 a game, leading scorer for her team this season. Bounce pass inside looking for Valent. Stolen away by Sweeney. And then the feed inside a little bit too tall for Dunkel. And here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way. Badalak to Irwin. Irwin head fake. Drives, clears some space. Miller in front of her bench to Irwin, middle of the floor. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Has some room. Out to Badalak, feed to Valent. Valent has been struggling down on the low block to get a basket to go, and that one's tipped out of play. Yellow Jackets going to inbound underneath their basket with 8 on the shot clock. Slosher checks in for the Purple Raiders. Irwin finds Badalak. Badalak thought about the three. Back to Irwin. Irwin has to shoot this one with two. Cleared enough space and buries the triple from the corner right in front of her bench. And everybody's on their feet loving that one. 34-19. Good move there from Nash. Unable to finish though. Wrestler. Miller wide open for three from the wing. That one's a little bit strong off the back of the rim. Catches backboard. Rebound for Triplet. Day Nash swings this one to the corner. Slosher to Dunkel. Head fake from Sweeney. Excuse me, that's Allie Huddick, and Huddick hits the two-point shot there. Wrestler wide open from three in transition as Dunkel committed defensively. Wrestler drove by. Missed the first one, got the follow. Second chance points up and good, 36-21. Hand off to Nash. Nash deep two. No call as she goes to the floor as Irwin was tight on her. Badalak underneath the basket. That's an awkward spot. And that one's a little bit long. You're going to see multiple changes for both squads. We're almost halfway through the third quarter. Nash loses her footing, but able to bounce that one to Slosher. Feed inside to Nash. Nash, good take. Wrestler commits the foul. Nash will go to the free throw line for two. So 4 changes for both squads before the first free throw attempt for Day Nash. Nash is a 50% free throw shooter on the season. Misses the first one on the trip to the line. Split the pair from the line on her first trip. Look to do the same here. Second one up and good, so splits that one. 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and it's now 36-22. So the good news for Mount Union is here in the third quarter, they've been able to get some more baskets to go. Bad news is they really haven't gotten any closer to the Yellow Jackets to this point. Kayla Jones in for the first time tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Freshman from Grove City, wearing the number 10. Wokley picks up her dribble, cross-court pass. Riley wants it from the corner. Short off of the side of the rim. Philpott with the rebound. Wokley for three on the second chance. Short off of the front of the rim. And the hustle there by Maddie Ebert nearly kept it in play, but it's going to be last off of her. And Mount Union has the basketball. Under 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter now. So you're watching and listening live on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. Haywood. Conroy. Mucci. Pump fake. Double for a moment. Haywood. Back to Mucci. Going to her right. Gets her feet set and launches that three and buries that one. Still a double-digit lead for the Yellow Jackets, but Mount Union starting to cut into it. 36-25. That's exactly what the visitors needed. Wokley driving. Wokley through the contact, and that one off the fingertips of Grace Wolf on the block. Will go out of play, and the Yellow Jackets still have it. Wokley will inbound underneath the basket with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Finds Jones. Jones wants a three. First shot of the night. A little strong off the back of the rim, and a great follow by Ebert. Shot clock resets, and Jones has it again. Riley feed to Philpott. Philpott gonna face up. Little jab step, loses control on the pass. Leah Riley, nice hustle trying to get to that basketball, but she's gonna be called for the personal foul, and Mount Union defensively holds strong. And that's just a careless mistake there for a veteran, a senior in Kira Philpott. Mucci last time down the floor hit a big three. Mucci's open again. Feed inside. Decent look there for Haywood. Little strong. That one wedged between the backboard and the rim and then fell off of the front of the rim. Drive by Ebert, and that one's going to be on the floor. Ended up getting that awkward shot to go, but the foul and the whistle came before the shot was off, so going to be an inbound underneath the basket for the Yellow Jackets. First team foul against Mount Union here in this quarter, and an opportunity on the dead ball for several changes for both squads. 36-25 still on the scoreboard in favor of the Yellow Jackets. 3 minutes left in the third. A lot of contact as Miller was going to pass it, it looked like, to Maddie Ebert for a second, and Ebert gets tripped up. Both players who went to ground seem to be okay. Second team foul against Mount Union, so shot clock back to 20 seconds. Miller driving through the lane. Kick to Riley in the corner. It's a little bit high, so Riley has to jump up and snag that one-handed. Still had some room to get a shot off, and from the corner, Riley hits another one. 39-25, under 3 to go in the third. And there's a response from Addie Mucci. 3 of her own, 39-28. Wokley, Ebert, strong, Valent through 2 black jerseys, got her fingertips on it but couldn't come away with the board, and the visitors have it. Wide open 3 now, low line drive, and that one catches the back of the rim and in. The lefty, the freshman Elizabeth Mason hitting that one, and no longer a double-digit lead for the Yellow Jackets. 8 points they're up by, 39-31. Contact in the lane, a blocking foul going against Michaela Dunkel, and it's going to slow things down after the excitement there on back-to-back threes. Kaylee Ressler back in, as well as Emily Irwin for the Yellow Jackets. Grace Wolf comes back in for Mount Union, as Dunkel will go to take a seat. Irwin still leads all scorers with 14 points. Basketball's in her hands. Gives it up to Miller. Feed inside to Valent. Valent through the contact, couldn't get the shot to go, but will go to the free throw line, and Valent still just cannot find the bottom of the net. Aside from the one trip she had to the line, getting one to go. Opportunity to add to the tally and try to find a rhythm with the shooting stroke tonight. Alec Johnson checks in before this first free throw, and Wokley takes a seat. Free throw up and perfect there for Valent, the junior forward from Perrysburg. Second one up and good, making it a 10-point ball game now, 41-31, with under 2 minutes left to go in the third. Mucci crossing half court. Bounce pass to Mason. Hand off to Huddick. Back to Mucci. Huddick on the wing, wants a three. Huddick buries the three. The junior from Mentor Played her high school basketball at Lake Catholic, making things interesting here in OAC play. Wrestler finds Johnson cutting through the lane, and the recovery from Triplett just gets an arm outstretched and off of the fingertips of Triplett. It's going to be Yellow Jackets basketball underneath the hoop. Sierra Slosher checks back in. Irwin finds Miller. Bounce pass to Wrestler. Wrestler picks up her dribble, turns, and trying for the shot with the right hand. Kind of halfway between stepping through and a hook, and it's blocked. Probably could have gone to Valent in the corner, who is wide open. Instead, Mount Union trying to make this even closer. A little short there for Huddick, and here come the Yellow Jackets back the other way, pushing the pace, bounce pass, and Miller's fouled from behind. And it stops the clock with 49 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Alyssa Miller, the sophomore guard from New Philadelphia, will go to the free throw line for two. Day Nash checks in for Allie Huddick. Appears like Leah Riley's at the scorer's table, and we'll check in for Alyssa Miller after these free throws. First one up and no good, short off of the front of the rim. Miller, one of the players who started tonight, but so far no points to her name. And gets on the score sheet with a basket from the charity stripe. Alyssa Miller, a 69% free throw shooter coming in to the night, splitting the pair, and now Riley's able to check in, 42-34. If Mount Union goes quick, maybe a 2-for-1 opportunity here. Irwin trying to fight through the screen, and Elizabeth Mason gets barreled over, and call going against the Yellow Jackets. The fourth team foul against BW. One more, and Purple Raiders will be in the bonus for the very short last stretch of the third quarter. Nash picks up her dribble, needs some help. Mucci, cross-court pass. Here's the drive to the rim, banks it in. Nice take by Elizabeth Mason. Shot clock is off. 16 seconds on the game clock. Irwin gets cross half court, finds Johnson. Opportunity to slow things down. I'd say tonight you want to get this basketball in the hands of Emily Irwin, and that's exactly what they do. Time to go to work with 3 seconds. Steps into this one for three and buries the three right before the buzzer. End of the third quarter, 45-36. Emily Irwin, ice in her veins, leading all scorers, 17 points tonight. And we'll step aside before the start of the fourth quarter here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Before we get the fourth quarter underway, a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket women's basketball on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Well, what a fun finish to the end of the third quarter. Mount Union was hitting some threes, as were the Yellow Jackets, and none bigger than Emily Irwin's three right before the buzzer into the third quarter. And as we move to the fourth, Yellow Jackets holding a lead at Ursprung Gymnasium, 45-36, looking to go to a perfect 5-0 so far this season in conference play. But certainly some new life found in the third quarter for Mount Union, and they're trying to make this night interesting. A little wild on that shot for Day Nash. Tried to follow it up and get her own rebound, but it's last off of her fingertips, and the Yellow Jackets will get their first possession of the fourth quarter. Wrestler finds Riley. Back to Jones. Johnson driving. Splits through two defenders. Goes with two hands. And just a little bit strong going through the lane. And that one bounces off of the back of the rim. But Alec Johnson will go to the free throw line for two attempts.
To the line, shooting two, number 3, Alec Johnson.
First attempt is up and good for the junior guard from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania. And perfect on that trip to the line, and so far this season, and that's now 10 trips to the line for Johnson, 100%. Has not missed a free throw yet this year. And continues that streak here at the moment. 47-36, it's a double-digit lead again for the Yellow Jackets. A little aggressive defensively there, trying to get the steal. Foul against Carolyn Wokley. Her first personal and the first team foul of the quarter now for Baldwin Wallace. Switch on Nash. Nash drives. Really tough shot, but banks it in. And will go to the free throw line for the and one chance. Kayla Jones and Emily Irwin did a nice job switching off there as Irwin wasn't able to get through that screen. But then Day Nash, like the matchup she had, went straight at Jones, and the freshman called for the personal. It's the second team foul on BW. Free throw no good off of the back of the rim. The Yellow Jackets quickly going back the other way in transition. Jones driving. And the initial bump to the body is what was called for a foul. I know the Purple Raider fans wanted a jump ball, but it was that initial contact to the body. Certainly got a hold of the ball after the whistle had already blown. First free throw up and good for Jones. Second one, no good off the back of the rim, splitting the pair. Rebound for Elizabeth Mason. Thought about pushing the pace and then decided to slow it down, and tight pressure being applied right now. Bounce pass out to Triplett. Back to Nash. Mason turning out to Nash. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Nash has to go. Spins, stripped away. Great steal by Riley, and Wokley pushing the pace. Bounce past the wrestler, the trailer, up and in for an easy two, and that's well done, going 3v2 in transition. Smart play by the senior in Wokley to be unselfish and give that up to the junior forward in Kaylee Wrestler, and a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout to be exact, and keep it right here. And an opportunity to remind you that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Just over 8 minutes left to go in this game. And the Yellow Jackets beginning to extend their lead once again. So double-digit lead at 50-38. This is a big offensive possession here for Mount Union. But they've had a hard time getting stops here as of late, which I did not think would be said after the first quarter that we saw, shooting-wise for these teams. There's a drive, and Emily Irwin showing off those quick hands again, swiping that one away. Irwin in transition, wide open Alyssa Miller, unselfishly kicked it to the corner to an open Wokley, and Carolyn Wokley, a dagger from three, 53-38, 15-point game now for BW. Huddick, Dunkel, back to Mucci. Huddick stepping back, deep two. That one hits the front of the rim and then kicks to the backboard. Valent comes away with the rebound. That is now 10 rebounds on the night for Valent. So despite not being really an offensive scoring threat tonight, Valent still dominant on the glass. Carolyn Wokley wants another three. That one catches the front of the rim, and the way it bounced down, Miller was able to get the rebound, and second chance points potentially upcoming for Wokley as she's fouled cutting through the lane. Step to the free throw line for two. Not too many trips to the free throw line so far this season for Wokley, just 4, but perfect from the line to this point. Currently sitting on 6 points off of 2 made three-pointers tonight. First one's up and good. And second free throw up and good as well. So 8 points now for Wokley, approaching double figures. 55-38. Huddick kicks it to the corner. Conroy, tough pass to Dunkel. And Valent thought she had an opportunity of stealing that one. And just a touch late. And a personal foul going against Valent. The third team foul now on Baldwin Wallace in this quarter. Inbound from the baseline for Mount Union. Looking for, but there were 2 white jerseys in the way. Probably fortunate that wasn't stolen away and only hit the hands of Miller and deflected out of bounds. Kick out to Mucci. Feed inside. The drive for Mason and the 2 for Mason. 55-40, and here's the full court press. Riley finds Badalak. Really nice switch to Wokley. 2v1 opportunity. Feed to Valent, and there you go. Valent on the bunny, banks it in. And that is how you break a full court press to a tee. Huddick for 3. The bank is open. And it's 57-43 now. That's a big 3 for Mount Union with 6 minutes left to go in the game. Miller's cross-court pass was deflected. Wokley in the corner, and that one looked like it was halfway down. Rattles out, kicks to the corner, and we got a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing the way of BW, so they'll keep possession. And a dead ball means an opportunity for both of these teams to make some subs as Emily Irwin and Kaylee Ressler will check back into the game. Reese Triplett back in for Mount Union. Irwin finds Riley, head fake, drive inside, great feed to Valen, and Valen misses an easy bunny again. Tough night for Valen. Feed to the corner. That one long air ball for Huddick, who just had to bank on the three because she was a little bit long on that shot, but it didn't matter, got it to go. You don't have the advantage of the backboard to help you out there from the corner. And Mount Union couldn't get the rebound. And the Yellow Jackets, though inbound, come the length of the floor. Riley comes back to the basketball. Second leading scorer on the night for BW. It's 9 points. Splits through two defenders. Steps into that shot. And Leah Riley's in double figures. Making that basket in the paint. Halfway through the fourth now. 59-43. Nash to Mason. Mason puts the ball on the floor. Finds Triplett. Now Nash wants to drive down the baseline. Stepping back, and that one's tough over the outstretched arms of Alyssa Miller. Blocked down, and Leah Riley in transition. Back to Miller. Going to slow things down. Irwin to Miller. Riley. Feed to Valent. Here comes the double. Irwin is wide open. Instead, Valent trying to muscle through two players. Wrong decision there as Irwin, who's been hot tonight, sitting on 17 points. Should have been the look there. Should have passed that one out. Irwin too handsy there on the drive from Reese Triplett. Freshman guard of Mount Union from New Philadelphia is fouled. Fourth team foul on BW, one more. And Mount Union would be shooting free throws the rest of the way. 4 minutes left to go in the game. Inbound from the baseline underneath the basket. Nash finds Triplett. Nash, Huddick for three. Huddick long again. Banks not open that time. But a nice follow by Triplett. Second chance points, potentially, yes. Banks that one in. 59-45. Riley pushing the pace. Valent through the contact, no shot. Going to be a blocking foul as the feet of Grace Wolf were not set. Fourth team foul on Mount Union, so one more. And the Yellow Jackets would be shooting free throws. Timeout with under 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. An opportunity to give you a score update with what's going on around the conference as well as in the men's game. 14th ranked Mount Union at home in the men's matchup. They've now stretched out their lead. What was a close ball game at half, 31-30. It's now 64-49. So the Yellow Jackets have a long way with 5 minutes left to try to get back into that one. Again, similar difference to what we see in this one here right now. As for the update of the other women's matchups here in the conference tonight, Ohio Northern still holding their lead 61-50 against Otterbein. Marietta up 3 points, 61-58 against Muskingum. John Carroll remains in large command of the game against Heidelberg, 84-42 with just under 3 minutes left to go. And Wilmington getting closer against Capital, but still the Comets have a 59-47 lead over the Quakers. So following the timeout, the Yellow Jackets will inbound underneath the basket. Irwin kicks it to the corner. Riley wants the three, and Riley has been hot from the corner. Hits another one. That's just a lapse defensively for Mount Union. Tough for them. They're trying to respond right back with Mucci, and no good on that three. as they trail 62-45. No good on the follow. Out to Mucci again. Close out from Riley. Mucci drives a floater with the right hand and a friendly roll. Hop off the back of the rim, and getting that one to go is Mucci, one of the best offensive players so far tonight for Mount Union. They get the steal in transition. Elizabeth Mason through the contact and one. Go to the free throw line for attempt at the old school three-point play. And that lapse for the Yellow Jackets, not going to be loved by Coach Sherry Harrer and her staff, as the Yellow Jackets felt like they were getting more of a commanding lead, and now an opportunity with the three at the line. That's a 5-point swing. That is big for Mount Union. They only trail by 12 now. Dangerous cross-court pass, stolen away before it made its way to Wokley. Mount Union pushing the pace, under 3 left to go. Slow it down, run the offense now. There's a drive. No good on the first attempt. Gets the rebound, and then Triplett's fouled. And the bonus is Triplett will now go to the free throw line for 2 attempts as Kaylee Ressler is hit with the foul. Chance to get this down to 10 points. First free throw a little strong off of the back of the rim, takes a high hop up, and Triplett going to try to split the pair, get the second of these 2 from the line. Second one rattles out as well. So still Mount Union down 12. Felt like you needed those 2 free throws there with not much time remaining. Riley's been a hot hand as of late, going 1v1. Wokley's open if she can kick it, but it's stolen just a touch before she could get that pass off. Mucci sitting on 8 points tonight, passes this one away. Yellow Jackets defense slowing the Mount Union offense down. Mucci! Nothing but net on that 3. No longer in double figures on that lead for BW again. Up 9. Wokley looking to bounce right back. Trade a 3 for a 3. Carolyn Wokley in double figures tonight with 11. It's 65-53. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in this game, and a timeout on the floor, and we'll take one with them here as well on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Out of the timeout, the inbound for Mount Union as they have to come the length of the floor, and it's tough after you get a much-needed 3 to not be able to get a stop on the other end, and such a quick basket for BW. Foul on the floor going against Emily Irwin as Day Nash was trying to blow by Irwin, and she'll go to the free throw line for 2 attempts. So down 12 again. Similar position to just a few moments ago for Mount Union, and back at the free throw line for the 2 attempts. Nash, the lefty, gets the first one to go. Second one is up and good, so perfect on that trip to the line. 10-point deficit for Mount Union. Wrestler, that one's tipped away. Nash jumps in front of it, a steal for Mount Union. Kick to Triplett, Triplett wants the three, and that one's blocked. Settled for that shot. Freshman felt like she had to rush that one, stepping through. And the foul happened for Wokley before she was really able to get a clean shot off.
To the line, shooting two, number 0, Carol Wokley.
So Wokley at the free throw line hit a big three a few moments ago, has been perfect from the stripe, 2 for 2. That one's up and good, make it 3 for 3. Second one's up and good. Wokley now with 13 points tonight. Irwin has 17, Riley 14, and Wokley the 13. Here's the drive. Nothing there for Mucci. And now with a minute left, it feels like this one's just a little bit too far out of reach for Mount Union, despite the fight they've really put up here in the latter stretches of this game. Yellow Jackets just draining the clock down right now. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Wokley going 1v1. It's stolen away by Mason. Mason in transition. Misses the easy lay-in. Off the backboard, a little bit hard off the glass. Hung on the front of the rim. And a jump ball possession arrow pointing the way of Mount Union. At 67 to 55, 33 seconds left. Johnson will go to the bench. And Leah Riley checks back in. So a timeout on the floor. Mount Union wants to talk this thing over. They need a quick shot. And honestly, probably a quick three to try to chip away at this one here. So a timeout, we'll step aside with them here and be back really for the conclusion of this game here tonight. Out of the timeout, see what Mount Union and their head coach Susie Vanette was able to draw up. Gets Mucci wide open pretty quickly and an air ball there. And the Yellow Jackets, they come away with the basketball. And a timeout called by BW, a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And of course, as always, right around this time of year, of course, we talked about the time that both these teams would have had off from playing basketball for a stretch. Really, it was from before Christmas until right before New Year's for Mount Union. That's where they had their little bit of a break. For the Yellow Jackets, it was from Christmas until this game here tonight where they really weren't playing any games. So the other thing is, keep in mind with the breaks and students not fully being back at the schools either, excited for once everybody really returns this upcoming weekend and classes start here this upcoming week again, we get to start to see the student section, the pep band for men's and women's basketball games, and this environment will start to get raucous through January and February, especially for some big conference matchups. Back in play following the timeout. Irwin doubled right now, trying to find a way to clear out some space. And Coach Harrer takes the timeout. So another timeout for the Yellow Jackets back-to-back. Want to make sure they don't turn this ball over and make any careless mistakes up 12 with 19 and a half seconds remaining in this game. Well, an opportunity here to also talk about what's coming up on the schedule for both of these squads. For Mount Union on Saturday, they'll be back at home in Alliance going up against Otterbein. As I mentioned, Otterbein at the moment is trailing Ohio Northern. As for the Yellow Jackets, up next on the slate is on Saturday. They go on the road to Marietta. Tip-off at 2 p.m. from Van Johnson Arena. Stolen away on the inbound. Huddick wants a three. Off of the rim. No good. Another chance. Mucci, pump fake. Takes that three. It's strong off the back of the rim. Third opportunity now for Mount Union. And they're not going to get the win, but they are going to draw the foul. As Addy Mucci, sophomore guard from Canton, will go to the free throw line for two. And Mucci off the bench has had a very good night offensively. Has 13 points so far. Opportunity to make it 14 here after missing the first free throw from the line, but still another chance. Second one's up and good, so there you have it, 14 points tonight for Mucci. Yellow Jackets inbound, and that does it. There's the final buzzer, and the final score is 67-56. The Yellow Jackets extend their overall record to 9-3. Still perfect in conference play, 5-0, and still atop the standings with Mount Union right behind them, also at 5-0. So the Yellow Jackets, really nice start for them to 2024. And for Mount Union, they fall in this game, and then they fall on their record to 5-7 overall and 2-3 in the conference. But some really nice fight shown from a young group in stretches of this game to make the Yellow Jackets think about things. It was a good one tonight, and a pleasure to be with you here. For myself, Cole McDaniel, that does it for me. Everybody out there, enjoy the rest of your week and the weekend upcoming. And again, I hope you have a great start to your 2024, and it's a great year in general. Of course, I'll be back with you much more here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV. Have a good one.